How do you do? It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
And we are live. Is everything working? I don't know how things work or what year it is anymore. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. Fresh back from Iceland. I have just returned yesterday, actually, from Iceland to attend the Salton Festival. We're going to get into that. Sorry for starting late. I saw people already roasting me in the comments. It's not my fault. Rocket was out in the street eating protesters, and I had to try to get him back, but you know how he is. He's very... Look at that. Are you going to tell him not to eat protesters? Look at that face. You can see how much I've unpacked since I've gotten back. Hey, he's a satisfied boy. Yeah, we're going to chat about the Salton Festival because it was fucking awesome. I'm fresh off the plane. I have no idea what fucking time or year it is. Literally this morning, because I went to bed kind of early last night, was the first time in a week that I saw darkness the entire time in Iceland. It did not get dark. This morning here in Long Beach around like 7 or 8 a.m., it was overcast, lightish gray out. That's what it looked like in Iceland at like 2, 3 a.m. Besides that, bright as fuck. You would think disorienting. I guess I'm kind of weirdly used to it because I was disoriented coming back. I slept totally fine there. I had no issues. Coming back today, I was like, God damn, the sun takes a long time to come up. So I guess I'm moving to Iceland. And yes, people are already commenting the joke that I just came back from Iceland and have entered into Iceland. The fun times that is California, LA, my soon-to-be former home. Yeah, just so you guys know, because I have a base chat. People saying, Projector says, welcome back to California. I'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Welcome to the shit show that is LA. So just so everyone knows, yeah, I appreciate all the fun, chaotic American stuff happening while I was at a festival in Iceland. But coming back, LAX to my home in Long Beach, didn't see any issues at all. No people blocking the road. There was traffic and it was shitty, but it was the normal kind for LA. When I got into Long Beach, there was a protest outside some government building, but they were just standing there holding signs, not doing anything else. That's all I saw. I have definitely seen all the footage of all of the fun fires and the very peaceful protests that are happening in like downtown LA. But like the fires, just to paint the picture, LA is a really big space with a lot crammed into it. So like when the fires were happening, a lot of people outside of LA would assume that everywhere, including my place, was on fire. That was like an hour away from me, which I could still see, but it wasn't directly affected. That's the same with what you're seeing on the fun TV right now. Isn't that right, Rocket? But anyway, yeah. Let me get to the chat. First, caffeine. I was so fucking happy Iceland had these everywhere. Actually, I shouldn't show them because I'm not getting paid by them. This mysterious energy drink that I sometimes have on the channel was all over Iceland. Made me very happy. I'll pull it up already, but Sharon says, welcome back to the shit show that is LA. Kyle says, greeting bitches, both sexy and otherwise. Only sexy bitches allowed in this chat. No non-sexy bitches. Gerbert says, I always found it funny that Iceland is green and Greenland is ice. How's everyone's day? That was intentional, so the early Vikings would send people in the wrong direction and not find it. That's actually true. When I landed, I told everyone I was there to negotiate our acquisition of Greenland. So it's coming soon, don't worry. I think I made a good impression. I did hear they're building an army of polar bears, but it'll be fine. Welcome back. Hopefully the festival blues aren't hitting you too badly. It was cool to see you happy about the festival. Thank you. That's a nice comment. I appreciate that. I'm fresh off, so I'm good. But yeah, it was a very lovely time. The festival was extremely chill, both in vibes and temperature. This was probably one of the smoothest trips I've had, actually, in terms of traveling. Nothing went wrong. Nothing was super delayed. I didn't get stranded anywhere. Everything was expensive. That was to be expected in Reykjavik. But everything else was chill. All the bands were great. A lot of good fucking recommendations I have now. Damn. Solid. Iceland has a solid ass scene. And we'll get into all that more. By the way, get to it now. It is not Satan Festival, as some people like me thought it was originally. It is Salton Festival. Salton. It's think of it as SOWTON, kind of. The festival organizer, Geesley, awesome fucking dude. I call him the Icelandic savior of metal because he really is. explained it in the interview that I posted. I think he said it was like part of a mountain region, but then also some other stuff. It was a long week, but it's in the interview. So it was not a bunch of dudes going, dude, what if we called it Satan Fest? But he actually said that when a friend suggested the name Salton Festival, he was like, the fuck, that's stupid. No one know what it is. And it wasn't until he typed it out and saw it spells like that too. It was like, oh. So there you go. Night Fox, have you seen the film Escape from LA? Somehow I think that film is relevant at the moment. That was based on a true story. That and Demolition Man are just biopics at this point. Daniel, with everything going on in LA, Haiti doesn't seem like too bad a destination. All right, it's not that bad. Unless you're like maybe right in the downtown area in LA, but it's not Haiti bad. I would prefer neither, but my street in Long Beach is still cool. I'm chilling. Iceland, Greenland is a prank on stupid people who don't bother researching shit. That's literally what it was. But yeah. Hey guys, sorry, I'm trying to catch up with some comments here. Let's all do a separate protest in LA to get Wyatt to start his damn stream. That protest was just as successful as all the other ones going right now. Absolutely not at all. There you go. Good work that did for all you. Goddamn, where am I? Okay. Shit's moving fast. Oh, this was a good comment I wanted to get to. Night Fox says, Wyatt was on the rooftop with some Koreans like it was 1992. Hell yes. Wyatt's Metal 100% supports the rooftop Koreans. Those dudes are fucking badass. All right. Where are we at? My girl and I just watched Demolition Man the other day. I forgot how much I hated Murder, Death, Kill. Yeah, oh man, Demolition Man becomes more true every single day. Like they saw that movie and was like, that's a great idea. Marco says, hey Wyatt, how is Iceland and are you okay with the riots happening? No, shoot all of them. All the violent ones who are rioting. All the peaceful protesters, no. Get out of the street, but you can peacefully protest. All the rioters, shoot them. Use live rounds. Fuck them. I don't give a shit. Like, no. But like I said earlier when I got to Long Beach, there was a group of people who were outside of a building just holding signs. Fine. Whatever. No issue with that. In Iceland, that shit was non-existent. There was like, oh man. They are very progressive in Iceland, but they're extremely just chill. I don't think they know what the word crime means. Like you could leave something somewhere, it would be there when you came back. I heard from one person at the festival that they were picked up by the police, and it was because they were too drunk and off somewhere and lost, and the police just dropped them back off to where they were staying. That actually happened. Yeah. There we go. Where am I? They're going all over the place. Einer is in here saying Salton. Yes. We have not gotten to that yet. People are bombarding me with California nonsense. So hang on. It's going to get extremely Icelandic here in a second. Where are we at? It's mostly concentrated downtown. Correct. Exactly. Like when I remember when the big fires were happening here, I saw some video saying, guys, you need to get out of Southern California from like LA to San Diego. It's all on fire. I'm like, no, it's fucking not. Not at all. Is it Godzilla possibly? I don't know, maybe. Greenland is a great Arctic base to create some shit. Black Metal Nazgul, did you see Taki over there? Talk, or however the fuck you say it. Yes, I did. I was on the side stage for a decent amount of their set. That was a lot of fun. They played the banjo song, and that was awesome. Apparently, two of the guys from Talk crashed at the Airbnb I was staying at, and I had no fucking idea. I was asleep, and then the morning I woke up to a text like, Yeah, two of the Take guys crashed over. Sorry, Wyatt. And I was like, I didn't notice. Yeah, they were great. They were fucking awesome. They were the only band, I think, to come on late. Everyone thinks that was intentional because it's black metal, but they were fucking sick. Icelanders went pretty hard for everyone, but especially international bands like Vader, Carcass, Discharge. You just saw like bright smiling faces everywhere. You could see how excited everyone was immediately. But yeah, a lot more of that. Let me catch up with a couple more comments and then let's see. I got all the videos already on my computer. I might be able to share some of them. Let's see. Iceland is way too chill, pun intended. It was extremely chill. The day I got there was fucking freezing. It took a video of me in like a big jacket being like, "Summer festival, woo!" Anyway. Wyatt has an Icelandic tan. That means I'm paler. You actually lost color going to Iceland. Let's see. But anyway, yeah. How was the food and lodging? Let's just dive completely into Southern Festival now. The riots are stupid. I don't support them. You're allowed to peacefully protest. Whatever. Iceland. Yeah, so where do we start? Food and lodging there. Let's start with that. This festival in the top northwest of Iceland did have camping. There was campers there. There was more than I thought they would be. The festival is obviously not that big. It was not sold out. I would think it sold more tickets than not, I would say, for sure. Like there was a good amount of people there. But more people could attend without it needing to find extra room, which is good, honestly. But so people could camp. A lot of people did. Probably all Norse people who weren't freezing their balls off. There's a hotel right behind where the venue was, and that's obviously a great spot, but that was kind of only main hotel, and it filled up quick. Besides that, couple of Airbnbs, but it's a very small town. Very small town. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. Town was called Stygisholmur. Say that 5 times fast. Let me pull up a picture of it. Does this even work? Hit. Oh, geez, this thing is zoomed in a lot. All right, what am I doing? I'm figuring it out. So, in the town of Stygisholmur, that's where the Southern Festival is. Reykjavik is here. This is the main town in Iceland. Very expensive. The festival is up here. It's almost like an island on an island a bit. Even more. Enhance. There. That is definitely only a domestic airport. There's basically like one main road here and that's it. All of this was just open, vast land. And I was suggesting to the festival that I think a really good addition for them would be to have some type of like Festi hut, portable camper option for people. Because that way they could make a little bit of money in extra weight and actually give people places to stay. That would fit well. Yeah, so this is the adorable little town. This is a perfect picture, actually. And you can hike right up to this spot right here. I did that a couple times. If you can see the hand, I'm not sure we're showing it. Okay, we should be good. We walked up here, festivals. Oh, that's the hotel right there. And the festival was right there. And then that is the rest of the town. Definitely not Vakken, but way better view. Like right in the campground area, you just see the epic mountains and fjords, it sounds like. in a Monomarth album, or it looks like in a Monomarth album. Looks somewhat like Hobbiton. Maybe less trees, far less trees. Foss Hotel, that is correct. Sounds like a Lord of the Rings Shire type of thing. I mean, it does kind of feel like a town on the moon. Or, I mean, Iceland already feels like that, but yeah, it's just a trip. Let me see if I can pull up any of my shit. Can I share this or not? Everything about the festival was fucking great. Fantastic. In terms of production, sound-wise, everyone was great. I didn't notice any problems at any time. People were commenting how good the production was. It took place in, I think it either used to be a public gym auditorium, like you'd find in a school, or it might still be. Can I? Oh, I can share it. Cool. All right. Let's see if this pops up. I don't even know what this is. Let me find a good clip to show. Oh, here we go. Where are you guys? Here we go. Can you see this? Where's the screen? Oh, it looks like it, yeah. So, Southern Festival is in here. It's like a little gymnasium type of thing. Foss Hotel back here. And I turned the volume off. Yeah. So I think it said like it was a couple hundred people there. There's this, that dude's lame as shit. He's the worst YouTuber on the planet. Anyway. Find other ones. Yeah. How many people was the capacity of the festival? It was a high couple hundred. I want to say it was what? They either said that it was max 800 to 1,000, or they estimated like 600 to 800 attended or something. It's a small festival in a small town in a small country, so it wasn't, hundreds of thousands. But Joey, you ever hang around a gymnasium watching Carcass? Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's still small with room to grow, but absolute quality. It's the town before Mordor, kinda. Find another one to share. And I'm happy to report that my video on it is already going pretty well. It's almost mostly written. I only have about like a quarter of it left to write. All my videos are uploaded on the computer already. So we're working. Check this out. Where's the screen? What am I doing? Anyone who's new here, I apologize for being stupid, not knowing how shit works. This was about 2 a.m. That is what it looks like at about 2 a.m. in Iceland in summer. I'm not joking. That is the darkest it got the entire trip. And there's a crowd hanging out outside. So there's only one stage, which was good because you didn't miss any of the bands. There's a big ass moon. I can't believe I was just there. I can't believe this whole trip just happened because it was so last minute that I got invited on it. It was amazing. Everyone there was super friendly and nice. I met a whole bunch of people involved with the festival, bands, industry people. I heard all of the dirt and secrets on the metal industry. Basically just confirming everything I've ever said on the show is true. Yeah. It was really, it was such a great time. I highly recommend the festival for people. I want to see it grow and get even better. Did the fest allow ins and outs? Yes. Not the fast food place. Yeah, it allowed ins and outs. That's it. I mean, everything there closed really fucking early. Around like 7 or 8, the grocery store in town closed. The restaurants, like little burger shops nearby, closed pretty early. The festival did have their own barbecue outside, though, selling burgers and hot dogs. And that went until the last band played. That was an extremely smart idea. And I hope they expand on that because, yeah, there would have been no options to eat for hours if they didn't do that. Pronounce the island's name on your festival shirt. It's Iceland in Stykkishólmur, and it's Salton Festival. Trying to play with me, pretending like I'm not Icelandic. Let's see where we're at. In winter, it's the other way around. Yes, it's not only sunshine in Iceland. In the winter, it's dark permanently. In the summer, a lot of Icelanders go to like Spain and shit to go away. Oh, do tell. Spill some metal tea, bro. Oh, man. Have to think. There was lots. I have to try to think of ones I can be like kind of vague about. Here's one that's fairly vaguish. I did hear that I heard the truth about the Nightwish situation, about when Tarja was kicked out of the band and them saying that she was a massive diva. Apparently she's not a diva at all. Apparently she's extremely cool. The band did not want to kick her out, and it was for other reasons that she was kicked out. They were not happy with it. They were also very quickly not happy with the net. But did you meet anyone else from foreign countries? Oh yeah, a lot. It was definitely mostly Icelanders, but in the Airbnb I was staying at with industry people, one guy was German, one guy was French, one guy was from Brutal Assault, one of the main guys. Bunch of others in Reykjavik, not at the festival. I met an Algerian guy who lived in Iceland for a long time. Yeah, lots of others. Definitely mostly Icelanders, though, since, it was a small place. How are booze prices? I didn't check. I don't drink. I didn't check what they were. Everything in Iceland is expensive. You go up and here, I'll take this bagel, and they're like, all right, that will be 800. You're like, what? But I don't think they were that super crazy. I honestly can't fucking tell you. I don't know. I might have taken video of it somewhere. We'll see. But maybe Tarja was just a terror on the rack. No, it wasn't that. Yeah. Brutal Assault Press next year. Let's hope. We'll see. I will say, the first night I got there, we had this mixer to meet everybody and everyone just hanging out. And someone was introducing me to the Brutal Assault guy and said, yeah, this is Wyatt, he's a YouTuber. And they were saying, yeah, you should have him come to your festival. He could do good footage. And I could tell the guy was kind of yeah, okay, talk, whatever. And then a little bit later, my Metal Days videos got brought up where I exposed all that. And the dude stopped and went, that was you? And then kept talking and opened up more after. Yeah, a lot of people there had seen the Metal Days videos, so that was funny. I would love to attend Brutal Assault or do press or play, whatever. I don't know. I want to go. What else can I share? Let's see. I'm trying to find good videos. Let's do travel. I organize my videos like a fucking adult. Not that one. There we go. That's a good one. This is what all of Iceland looks like. Where'd it go? Oh, wait, shit, that was the wrong one. Hold up, I almost got it. I swear. Believe in me. It's been a long week, okay? I don't know what's going on. All right, pause it. Don't go away. This is what the entire drive looks like from the airport to the festival for about 2 hours, which is epic as fuck. That was about probably like, what, 3 p.m. or something? And yeah, it doesn't change at all, does it? It's very strange. Not this trip, but other trips to Iceland, I would be downtown partying, be shit-faced, walk out of the bar, it's perfectly bright at like 2:30. Let's see where we're at. How cold was it? The first day I got there was extremely fucking cold, and I felt better that even other Icelanders were saying that it was cold. So that made me feel better. The other days it got better. I was mostly wearing either a thermal or like a normal long sleeve and maybe like a shirt over that. Like I was from the 90s or early 2000s. But with that or like a light jacket, I was pretty good. First day was fucking cold. Iceland's funny because sometimes it will be bright and sunny and it will be like pretty warm, and then all of a sudden there'll be a slight breeze and it'll just be like, oh fuck, and like suddenly need a jacket. But it was not horrendous. If you've never experienced it, then maybe. But let's see. What else is there to talk about? Oh! So I am working on the video. It's going to be, I would say, give it at most a week, and then the full video will be online. It'll probably be less because I've already done quite a bit of work on it, honestly. But at the most, it will be a week till it's up. But I do think before I might make a short video on. I already made a short on this, but if I make an actual video, might get a little bit of traction. So I might do that. Neuron activation, correct. I discovered during Carcass, if you haven't watched my short or seen my Instagram, Icelanders crowd surf backwards. I noticed it during Carcass. People would be up like towards the front or like in the middle where the pit is, and they'd be picked up and they would kind of float around, and then they would eventually be carried to the back. At no point in the festival were there security in the front of the rail to catch crowd surfers. At no point in the festival, not during Carcass, not during Discharge, not during, who else played? Take, bands with lots of crowd surfers. Not one person went over the rail. I got a bunch of videos of it when I noticed it, and I'm going to put them all together in a little short video that I'll get up before my big festival videos online. But I already have a short of this online if you haven't seen it. But yes, Aaron, correct. At no point Discharge, there were tons of crowd surfers, and they all got picked up and got carried away. I definitely have some videos of it. But let's see. Hang on, give me a second, and I'll find one. But I noticed this. I asked one of the press people I was with, and they noticed it. No one else noticed it. And I asked Geesley, the festival organizer, who was in multiple bands, who's awesome. I asked the singer for Solstafia. I asked members of other Icelandic bands, why do they crowd surf backwards? None of them noticed. None of them had even noticed until I pointed it out. And all of them just went, that was the only explanation I got. Let's see. Definitely for Discharge, there's going to be some. Discharge were fucking awesome, by the way. That was cool. Icelanders are my type of people. Obviously, you can tell that I have that blood in me because they love grindy fucking music. They love Motorhead. They love crust punk. They love like Napalm Death. They love Discharge, violent shit. It's very common. Someone said, and you think Australians would be doing it backwards. That's what someone else commented. Yeah. Let me find a video of one and I'll show you. Because I got several once I noticed it happening and kind of put it together. Ah, I think I found one. Wait. No, that one wasn't good. Sorry, I'll just take 1 second. Y'all should be happy I'm just not asleep right now. Surprisingly, I think on this trip I discovered that I don't get jet lag anymore. I was totally fine as soon as I got there. I mean, I also would have been up for over 24 hours, but I'm chilling. Found one. Where are we at? Excuse me, Gerbert. Everyone is having a good time here, talking about Iceland, having fun, having a good time, making fun of riders, and you come in here with this nonsense? Shame on you.
Move this man!
You know how it is up in here. I didn't even know they had a bar in Reykjavik called Lemmy's Bar, or Lemmy, and it was themed after Motorhead. They were playing metal. It was fucking rad. They had oh my god, the waffles there were amazing. I don't think Lemmy had anything to do with waffles, but they were really good. Can you guys see this? This is a perfect example of the Icelandic backward crowd surf. I don't know why they do it. I will just turn that off. That was awful. Sorry. But watch this dude. He had got up in the front, and they pick him up, and they just carry him off. That's how they do it. I don't know why. No one had an explanation. And actually, everyone pointed out that that's actually really kind of smart. You're not going to be headbanging and someone lands on your fucking neck. See, there he goes. That's a punk dude. He's going to float around here and then they'll bring him back. There's another one. No one went over the rail the whole weekend. And yeah, Aaron said it makes more sense. You see them coming, doesn't land on anybody. The only theory that we have is that Icelanders are just so fucking nice that they just automatically assume to do it that way so that it doesn't bother anyone. You know? I've never seen that at any other time. The reverse crowd surfing. It is kind of genius. Yeah, like for Icelanders watching this, I'm not shitting on it. I've just never seen it before. And it was a weird observation. And I'm like, interesting. I know I have more. I'll make a whole highlight thing. I posted this short online, but there's probably better ones even. Yeah, it was so interesting. I've never heard anyone mention this before. Geesley, the festival organizer, said that he thinks I've discovered something with this. Hang on. Let's see who had probably Take did. That's a terrible shot. What the fuck? I stood on the side stage during Carcass and Take, and that was pretty fucking cool. Even there, the sound was good, which is surprising because it's usually awful. Take did play the banjo song. I forget if I already said that, but it was really awesome. I cannot find another video. You got the point. You saw it. I put the short online. I'll just pull that up. Where are we going? But yeah, that's the theory, is that just Icelanders are just so fucking nice that they just automatically assume crowd surf backwards so you don't bother anyone, which I'm not complaining about at all. I will definitely make a highlight of like all the times it happened, because that's got to go viral. I've never heard anybody mention this. Like, yeah, metal sucks, people. Post that. Let's see. Where am I? Let's cut to the worst metal YouTuber on the planet. If you guys didn't see this yet.
So Carcass just played. It was fucking awesome. But I noticed something. I made a discovery during their set. Icelanders crowd surf backwards. You'll see in the videos there's tons of crowd surfers. Not one of them went over the rail. There wasn't even security up there to catch them. They would like go up towards the front and either move off to the back or like off to the sides. Watch the next video that I post. You'll see what I mean.
Don't copyright me, Carcass. No security. Which I mean, they didn't need. they didn't need the security there, so it's not like, what the fuck, why weren't they there? Like, there was no need for security there because no one went over the rail. But it's so interesting. Right now, it's kind of blurry, but it's interesting too. And they weren't like a nerdy dork who didn't know what they're like, you know, they were legit fans. They're like, awesome, you're going crazy. Yep. Then get him back up. Then backward to the bar. Yeah. That's the Icelandic crowd surf. An interesting discovery, huh? The crowd is the security, yeah, pretty much. I need to try backward crowd surfing at 70K. I was joking with my mom earlier. Do you think Icelanders crowd surf at other countries and then get confused? They're like, no, wait, where am I going? Why are you pushing me toward the front? If there's no security, can't I jump on stage? No, there was security. They just weren't standing directly in front. I personally met the security guy. He was really awesome. I only at one point in the entire festival did I see a security person go up and talk to someone being like, yo, chill or whatever. But besides that, nothing. Everyone is just so nice, polite. They know not to jump on stage because it would be rude, Gerbert. Fucking dick coming here saying you don't like Motorhead and then trying to jump on stage. I saw a band from Iceland. They moved to Denmark just to be closer to Napalm Records. Yes. There was a panel that I got to host, moderate. I was an official part of the festival. It was on how bands can grow outside of Iceland. We really stupidly didn't film it. We didn't even think about it. But it was me, a guy from what is called Iceland Music, which is the company that sponsored me coming out there, actually. They paid for everything, so tack för. And their whole goal and initiative is to get people to learn about Icelandic art and culture and also to promote it and boost it and help it grow. So the government of Iceland, if you record an album in Iceland, I mean, might want to look at the finer details, but the government of Iceland will fund 25% of that if you do it there. And that is not just for Icelandic bands. That's what the dude told me. So Dark and Sandy's moving to Iceland. And then it was the frontman for a band called Forduth, I think. If you say that correctly, they're a really good black metal band. The Forstein, who was the host of the Vakken metal battles in Iceland, and the guy named Gunnar, who knows every story of every band ever. And yeah, the guy from the band said that he moved to Norway for a while to have more access to be able to tour and network and everything. So that was a strong recommendation to grow out of Iceland, to move out of Iceland. But no, the Icelandic scene is so strong and pure. Icelanders already have this strong sense of keeping their culture pure and passionate. So no band at the festival felt like a shitty local opening band. Some bands were better than others, but no band felt like they didn't know what they were doing. They were just like thrown on the festival because they needed to fill a spot. Most of the bands were like, damn, they're really fucking good. Ones to recommend. Don't worry, I'll put these names up later. I posted one already, but this band called Forsmoon, I think. I'm already retarded and then trying to pronounce the hardest language on the planet. Or is this? That one. God, this isn't going to work. There's a bunch of awesome bands. I'll post them in the video. Yeah. But they were, though. They were great. Let's see where we at. Where are we at? What am I talking about? I think Gerbert has a fetish for getting booed, not kink shaming, just happened to notice. There you go. It is great. I ripped my lower lip during Sepultura's Beneath the Remains tour 1991 at Reseda Country Club. The day that I landed in Iceland, Sepultura was playing in Reykjavik. We went straight to the festival location, so I didn't get to attend, but that would have been cool. Where are we at? How long of a flight is it from LA? Oh, just asked if I'd caught Sepultura. There's your answer. I did not. I would have, but yeah. No, we went straight to Sticky Shoulder after we landed, unfortunately. But that would have been cool. This is actually, I've been to Iceland. This was maybe my 5th or 6th time in my life, but this was the first time that I got to see bands performing there. And that was very cool. When Vader hit the stage, Vader were my first death metal band. They were the first one I ever got into and saw live. So they came on and they opened with Wings. And oh my God, it was so fucking sick. They sounded so good. I was just as happy as all of the Icelanders. They were awesome. Okay, probably a stupid statement, but isn't there any Icelandic management record companies? Creation Records in Glasgow would sell on their contracts to majors, obviously back in the day, but it worked. There are, yeah, but Icelanders, any management companies out there are going to be pretty small. Their best bet would be to work with one from, like Norway or Sweden or Germany or something would be much better bet. But if they're starting off just like small, yeah. But there's only so much you could go already on an isolated country like that. So you just blow off my question. What was your question? Oh. Sorry, I got completely distracted. I don't know where I am at the moment, okay? If you were going direct, it would probably be like 12, 13. I had to go from LA to Minneapolis. That was about 3.5 hours. And then from Minneapolis to Iceland was about 6 hours. Really wasn't that bad. The flight there, I played Red Dead Redemption. I watched a lot of Kill Tony, actually. That was a really good way to pass the time. And on the flight back, I wrote most of the video. So the flights were really pretty chill, actually. Where are we at? Let me catch up. You missed Sepultura at 70K and also Iceland. Wow, boo you. I didn't even know they were going to be in Iceland the same time as me. 70K is my fault. You're right. But, nah. Shut up. Don't yell at me. Cool story. To come back from Sticky Shoulder to Reykjavik after the festival, my driver was the singer for Solsafir. So that was fun. He picked up me and another PR person, and that was a really cool drive. We talked about 70,000 tons of metal in Slovenia and shit, so that was really cool. Most bands are represented by Nuclear Blast. Yeah. Hang on, let's see where we're at. Yeah, do you have family from there? Yes. My grandmother immigrated from Iceland to California after the war. Because for those who don't know, by the way, if you guys didn't see my post, some complete fucking retard left a comment on the interview I did with Gisli, the festival organizer. At the beginning of the interview, I mentioned that my family is Icelandic. Some idiot left a very long comment saying how I shouldn't have said that because it's off-putting to Europeans, and I may think it makes me sound cool, but everyone just thinks it's lame. Attention, dumbass. Not a lot of people are from Iceland, so Iceland already has that. If you have any type of relation to it, they're usually interested when I hear about that, especially if one is so recent, like my grandmother. In World War II, originally the Nazis took some interest in. Here's the history of Iceland, brought to you by Savior Metal. Initially, the Nazis were curious about Iceland, but they never really did too much. They just kind of like checked it out, scoped it out. America quickly came over and was like, "Hey, get out!" And they're like, "All right." Occasionally they would fly over and spook people out, but there was no like fighting or anything there. But America built an Air Force base in Iceland that is now the major airport there, Keflavik. That's the only international airport in Iceland. So Americans were stationed there, including my grandfather. And a lot of Icelandic women got jobs at the Air Force station to meet people who didn't live on their rock, all those exotic white men. And my grandmother was one of them. Met my grandfather 2 weeks after meeting him, married him, and moved to California, left everything she ever knew. Yeah. So, close relation to Iceland. I've always been so intrigued and fascinated by it. Like some of my family members think it's cool and like know a bit about it. I've been the only one who's like, this is fascinating, and like wanted to go and study the history and everything. And yeah, so I told festival organizer, singing for Solstafjord, the former president of the fucking country, that story, and they all thought it was very interesting. So fuck that stupid comment. Yes, everyone in Iceland is related loosely, but I'm not making this up. Iceland has a dating app, so you can tell if someone is related to you or not. That is a serious thing, because it's such a small country that, like, how much of their cousin are they? You know, that's how that country can go sometimes. Where are we at? You failed to eat fermented jaws. You're not tricking me with that shit. I fell into it one time I went there. I was saved from a Beck concert in Oakland just for being Icelandic. Sometimes it helps. There you go. Icelandic privilege. Get out of a... Oh, a Beck. I read that wrong. See, I'm retarded, but no fork in the family tree. As Jimmy Carr said, a family tree like a broomstick. Where are we at? I get hate when I say I have family history in Germany and I get all geeked. Why? It'd be fascinating. Who says what side they were on? Disappointed you didn't eat the fermented shark. I've had it before. It is genuinely the fucking worst thing you'll ever try in your life. I did have Icelandic lamb because, oh my God, that is the best food you'll ever have in your life. Where are we at? In the 50s. Yeah, so I mistakenly kept telling people on the trip that my grandmother immigrated in the 70s. Then I was like, 70s was a long time after World War II. That doesn't make sense. I'm not an accurate depiction of Icelandic intelligence, okay? I'm a fucking idiot YouTuber who makes jokes. That's all I got. Was there one band you were not aware of before the festival that really impressed you when you saw them? Fuck yes. I'm going to pull it up. If they even have a presence online at all, because this was like Forsman Iceland band. Hey, always rely on Bandcamp. This looks correct. I think it's correct. Hang on. Forsmoon, however you pronounce it. This band, from what I've heard, I think they only have one EP out. I think. Looks like it. They were the first band on the last day. They were unfucking believably good, to where me and like the media people I was with, we were like telling each other like, this band is fucking amazing. They were, let me pull up a clip. They were probably, out of the Icelandic bands, the one that blew me away the most that I was completely unaware of. Is this shit working here? Computer, don't be retarded. Like me. But there were others that I will get to, but is this a... Let's do that. As you can tell, this show is live. I'm trying to figure this shit out on the fly. Ah, there we go. Let's do that one. Where are we at? All right, this was Force Moon. This might be loud. Let me adjust it. Sorry if it sounds like shit, but that's not too bad, actually. Obviously, it sounded better if you were there, but yeah. And pull up another one. There we go. Same band. Yeah. I can't imagine I'll get copyrighted for a small band from Iceland with one EP. Yeah, that Forsman was fucking fantastic. I want to do, I'll do maybe two more. But this band, a couple, but this band performed called Beneath. Beneath are death metal, kind of verging on tech, mellow a little bit. The frontman is Geesley, the festival organizer who founded the festival. This man not only put on Southton Festival, he performed in 3 of the bands that performed at the weekend. Sororicide, Bastorth, I think that's how you say it, and Beneath. Beneath were fucking fantastic. Let me cut to a clip. That was a good one. But wait, hang on. Before I do, where'd that comment go? Wait for it. Wait for it. This one. Fuck you, Bill, for this comment. Drink every time Wyatt says where he at. Shut up. Stop noticing. I'm good. No. Brain don't work. Stop it. I always hated comedians when when comedians would be on stage and they would stop and just go like, what else? So stop. Anyway, don't call me out. We got, this is the band Beneath, frontman Geesley, organized the entire festival, Icelandic savior of metal. That dude's fucking awesome. He was so nice. He was so busy. Yeah, when I say he's the Icelandic savior of metal, he's been a long-time legend in the Icelandic game. From Sororicide's old school death metal, I described them as Morbid Angel with harder to understand lyrics. They were solid. Yeah. Hell yeah. I gotta find a way if I can somehow post these so people could see the whole clips without it sounding like shit. So Beneath, Forsman, and let me pull up one more because I thought it was sick. Another Icelandic legend, a grindcore legend. We've got this band fucking Forgadur Helvitis. Forgadur Helvitis. Forgadur Helvitis. Icelandic Napalm Death. Check this shit out. I fucking loved them. Let me find. Check this shit out in a moment when I pull it up the right video. Stop making fun of me in the chat. All right, that. Stop it. Tell me this is not Icelandic Napalm Death. It's fucking sick. This dude, by the way, is like a Icelandic punk rock legend. He was in one of the other bands. He was cool as shit. End of the song right there. I should have pulled up a better clip. This one. Wait, stop it. This is what most Icelanders like. And I support it. You can tell they're my kin. Nice, easy listening Icelandic music right there. They're such calm people. As I've said, they don't know what the word crime means, but then they love extreme grinding music. But there were others too. I'll mention them all in the video. Let's see. This has maybe been asked before, but is there a video coming from Iceland? No, I went there just to hang out and not take any video. Yes, there will definitely be a video coming very quickly. Were you recognized for your Wyatt's Metal show by attendees? One attendee in the crowd did come up and recognize me, and that was really cool, and said that he couldn't believe I was there. People on the inside of the festival recognized me and said that they knew my videos and everything. They all really like the Slovenia ones, exposing that fucking retard. So that was cool. A lot of industry accolades, you could say. I'm selling out now. What else? This is the band, correct. My American computer can't do that. It looks like a D, but it's kind of a out sound, I think. I did 2 weeks of Icelandic schooling. I'm an expert. Who are these guys? Like, how'd you find them online? That one, if you can find them online. Like I said, I wonder if, let's see. I'll have to think of a way to try to post the video. Maybe I can post them just like raw and edited with the sound and just don't have monetization on. Maybe people can watch it like that. I don't know. I have to try to think of, because I would like to do that. Just show like clips of the Icelandic bands, like, because you all know Vader or Carcass, and you should. But yeah, I got distracted. My God, Wyatt, do I need to come back to do PR for you? Push yourself for press passes. I was like the official press of the festival. Don't yell at me. I met the former president of Iceland. I was very professional on this trip. I was flown out to do president. So yeah. But obviously, yeah, I'll be trying for more of that. Because I would love to do more stuff like that in the future. I just found out on Metallium Archive, Beneath's tour drummer also plays drums for the symphonic band from Netherlands. If it's the same guy, I met the drummer for Beneath. He was very cool and chill. I'm not sure if that's that one or a different one, but yeah. Now, what else? I have to be careful not to say things that will get you all drunk. One guy with multiple bands. So Iceland is where the drummer joke comes from. Yes. Where one drummer dies and 80 bands are out of a drummer. Yes. We talked about that during one of the panels, that the Iceland scene is a lot like the Long Beach scene, where there's a lot of kick-ass bands and they all have the same members. Yeah, it's totally the same, where like you was just seeing the same. If you watch carefully on the videos, you'll see the same members swapping out for a bunch of the different bands. But they're all fucking awesome. They're all legit bands, you know. It's just scarce members. That's how the metal industry works. Drummers are very costly and hard to find. Found them. They have a song called Meet with a Hole. Tee-hee. That sounds about right. I was told what the name means. It was like something on the front porch or something like that. It was some really stupid name. No positive metal news. I had recorded a video the day that I flew out, and I went to upload it. I went to upload it, and it was all fucked up. It kept like skipping. The quality was shit. So I didn't. But I will get back to that now that I am here. Positive metal news is that I went to Iceland and got out of Iceland. Haha. Let me just say how nice it was to be away out of the country. Just the vibe, atmosphere in Iceland is just so chill and relaxed and calming. I swear, as soon as I stepped into the airport back in America, it just felt like chaotic bullshit. People are ruder, more unobservant, fatter, annoying fucking propaganda everywhere. Iceland was just nice, chill people. Yeah, see? Hell's Front Porch. That's what that grindcore band name is. I was almost right. Yeah. Oh God, I want to move. Fuck. I hate California. I want to move out of here, but also just I want to get out of America too. I want to me personally want to not live in a country that's trying to be a major superpower. It's annoying. Everyone should just chill and calm down. That's just me. Seems that Wyatt comes back, there's chaos. It seems I leave and there's chaos. When Vader hit the stage at Southern Festival is when Elon went on his retard tweet campaign and said that Trump is in the Epstein files. I was literally watching Vader like, and kept being like, what? Just thinking to myself how it feels like America is just on fire, exploding right now, and I'm here on a rock on the top of the planet watching Vader is great. Canada is a good place to move to. Fuck Canada. We're sending Godzilla there. Hell no. Yeah. What was I saying? Shit's annoying. Dumbass American propaganda shit. The Falkland Islands. Sure. Oh, it's like you guys know that meme? It's gone around for a while. It's a picture of a small island where you can see the whole thing, and then there's one house on the island, and that's it, nothing else. That's in Iceland. It's on, I think, towards the bottom, like east side. But it's funny when I saw that picture going around, being like, I know exactly where that is. Is there anything else to mention on the trip? It was awesome. You should go. Strongly recommend it. It was very much a festival by fans for fans that made sure the bands were treated well. The fans had a good time. Geesley kept saying over and over again, the most important thing is that people had a good time and had fun. There were no major issues or scams or people getting ripped off or anything. Yeah. Loved the festival. Definitely want to go back. Where are we at? Are we just devolving into chaos right now in the chat? Courtney says, I got to run. Glad you had a blast. I'll be listening. Take care. Have fun. Whatever you got to do. Don't have your car explode with all the craziness going on in the world right now. Bill dropped a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, dude. For Godzilla, Canada. That's right. We are moving forward with the plan. Operations are underway. Top men are on the case. Let's see. Did you see the volcano Eyjafjallajökull or the other ones while there? I mean, you can see, like, the entire distance you see is basically volcanoes. I'm not exactly sure which one is which. I've seen Eyjafjallajökull before. That was a really big one that fucked up travel in like 2012. But like the whole drive there, it's volcanic. It looks kind of like Mordor, to be honest. Wait a minute. Let's see. Yeah. Falling over. I busted my toe super fucking badly in Reykjavik. It hurt so bad. So bad. Let's see. New. That's not one. I'm trying here. I'm trying to keep this on the Iceland adventure before we talk about the Iceland adventures. If we even talk about it, I don't need to. They're all dumb. I hate them. I want to leave. That's my answer. This is what all of Iceland looks like. Is this heading back to the airport? You don't really need to hear that. Oh, that sounds like juicy industry drama. I'm gonna mute that. But yeah, so like some of these out in the distance are volcanoes. I didn't get like a tour of them, so I don't know what's what, but in the land of Mordor. Looks like an Iceland. That was the joke I posted when I came back. From the video clip, I have this overwhelming desire to watch Vikings now. I cannot imagine why. Yeah, that's what I've always loved about Iceland. This stays so true to its Norse culture. I have the former president of Iceland, who is a metal fan. He attended Vakin while he was the president of Iceland. He was there at the festival. He gave a speech at one of the panels about like keeping Iceland's history and culture going and fresh and exciting for people. He read off of Monomarth lyrics. It was really cool. I made the joke like, I can't imagine you'd be at a death metal concert, look over and be like, oh, hey, Biden, what's up? But in Iceland, that happens. To be fair, Iceland's also such a small country that like you land there, go to town, start chatting with someone at a bar. They introduce you to a friend. They introduce you to a friend. And that friend's like, would you like to meet the president? And you're like, sure. That's how it goes there. Satan. Isn't that what it's called? It is Souten. Souten. The actual name has nothing to do with Satan, but the spelling is very ironic, and that is the joke. But I did not know that until I was told that on stage at the festival, so I don't blame you for not knowing that. If I type in Souten, Iceland, what comes up? It's just the festival. All right, anyway, yeah. Knowledge is half the power. Before you send Godzilla to Canada, where will the testing site be? I am not revealing that information. Why would we do such a thing? Where are we at? Wait, I said it again. Fuck! Damn it. My bad. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. He the one who jailed the banksters, good man. I'm not sure. I should check that. Yeah. During the 2008 financial crisis, Iceland was the only country to actually jail bankers. I would say based as fuck, but go to Reykjavik. In LA, guys, go to the riots. You'll see the testing site for Godzilla. So the riots in LA are actually a ruse. They're a ploy. They're a con. They're to cover up my Godzilla testing. Sometimes things don't work out. Fire breath destroys a building. Can't let people know about the project. Pay some people to go down there and throw some bottles. This is the festival. Souten, the stack of hay. That's what it means. So it is Hay Festival, not Satan Festival. The testing site will be revealed if you buy the membership. Correct. That's how it goes. That's for if you go, yeah, you got to pay for that privilege. I mean, who says politicians can't be metalheads? He talked about that on stage. It was pretty cool. He also went to the Inferno Festival this last year. Dude's pretty legit. Do I have anything else on it? Savior of Metal Psyop. Exactly. You have to be creative in how things work. So yeah. I think that's basically my Iceland story. Hung out in Reykjavik. Lebowski Bar. My favorite spot in Reykjavik. It's a bar that's entirely themed after the Big Lebowski. They have drinks themed after it. They play 80s movies in there. When I was there, they were playing Airplane. They serve really good, like, American style burgers and shit. There's the Lemmy Bar in Reykjavik, which I didn't even know about, which is amazing. Dylan Rock Bar, it's a place I used to hit up. Yeah, good times all around. Loved my trip. My video will be awesome. I already got a lot of it on here anyway. So, with all of that being said, what did I miss? What's been going on in the world? Anything exciting? Anything? I know politics has just been really boring and nothing has been happening that's made the news or anything. So, yeah, what's been going on? Theme drinks, you mean they only serve White Russian? I think they had like a couple different versions of White Russians, but the burgers there, they had one called the Walter, the Little Lebowski, the Nihilist, more. Yeah. Market Zero! Over the line! Yeah, I actually met the owner of the bar and asked him about it. And he was like, yeah, him and a friend just really loved the movie and thought it'd be funny. So there you go. Yeah, if you're ever in Reykjavik, Iceland, check out the Lebowski Bar. Any advice for Hellfest? Because I've only been to Milwaukee Metal Fest. I'm a bit terrified. Hellfest is significantly larger than Milwaukee Metal Fest. Prepare to stand a lot. Prepare to be in line a lot. I made a video on Hellfest and first time festivals and stuff, so I have a lot more detail in there than what I can think of at the moment. But just be aware that it's impossible to see every single band. Pick like main ones you definitely want to see, and then plan the rest kind of around that. But it's a great time. I love Hellfest. I mean, it's so fucking big now, but it is a lot of fun. Isn't Elon trying to get back together with Trump? Yep, that all happened while I was watching Vader. Elon's a fucking retard. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Are we getting all like conspiracy stuff now with that? Yeah, Elon is a fucking retard. You can quote me on that. Fucking dumbass. God. That was ridiculous. Mad with Power recouped its losses due to fan donations and will be returning next year after an uncertain future. What? I did not hear anything about that. I guess I will be looking into that since I'm back. Interesting. The live stream for the final Sabbath show is behind a paywall. How about that? That's lame. I was thinking about like streaming it and reacting to it on here. That would be cool. I wonder if there's a way I could on like. Can I do that on Rumble? Will I get in trouble for that? If I can do that on like Rumble or Twitch, I will do that. I assume I can't do it here without getting in trouble. But I want to find a way to stream that and like watch it with you guys because that would be fun. I'm not paying Sharon shit. What festival swag did you bring back? I brought back this spanking shirt. I mean, that's it for the festival. I got where is it? Where'd it go? I had my pass here somewhere. That's kind of it. Memories and videos and stories to share with all of you. Elon and Trump are going through a Twilight romance storyline. That, or Elon's fucking retarded, or it was all planned. One or the other. Yeah, people saying, while you were gone, Trump and Elon had a retarded moment. Fawn is playing in LA? Really? That's cool. Fawn is a very folk band. You can't even call them metal. They're just very folk German band playing at the... That's neat. I didn't know that. I would consider checking that out. I've got a list of conspiracies of all this shit going on. Hell yeah. Wyatt's Metal supports the conspiracy theories. I forgot to say this quote on the channel before. I decided a while ago that life is a lot more fun when you decide that every conspiracy theory is probably true. And just go from there. Not definitely true, probably true. Because then if it ends up not being that way, you can just be like, oh. I'm at the point in life, I'd have the exact same reaction if I was walking down the street and an alien or Jesus or Muhammad or fucking, I don't know, some Skynet overlord appeared right in front of me. I would just be like, yeah. That would be my reaction. Odds on a Sharon hologram. Jesus fucking Christ. That would be horrific. That's Ozzy's Black Mirror episode. After he gets off stage, he's just trapped in an endless eternity of Sharon. What band do you guys think got kicked off the Black Sabbath show? Yeah. Sharon Osbourne revealed she was going to ask a band to play, got in a fight with the manager, and then did not reveal what band. It was not any of the bands who are announced for the show, so we can only take wild guesses. It was Dark Insanity. We told her, fuck that shit. No, I'm kidding. I have no fucking idea. Best guesses in the chat. Oh, come on, Wyatt. Where's the swag bag? I learned nothing from TikTok influencers. This was a small festival in a small town in Iceland. They're not affording all this shit. They're not like swag bags. I paid for this shirt. I brought back all the footage for you guys because I'm a kind-hearted person. In Hellfest, I had to sprint about 1,000 feet to see Bad Religion after Immortal finished. Yep. And fight through a mass crowd of people. People are saying that it was Tool. It was not Tool because they're on lineup. I guess they had some like weird typo thing where they didn't get printed on one or something, but it wasn't Tool. It's SLA dying. It was not Tool. There was some like misprint on a poster where they weren't there, but they're on it now. I think everyone has said that it wasn't Tool. But it wouldn't be much of a surprise, would it? Sadist got the boot. It's Lost Prophets. Jesus Christ. All right. Maybe not that far. Yep. Let's see. Oh, that's another thing, I guess, sort of announced here was saying that I want to stream the final Ozzy show. I will be expanding to pretty much every platform that I can in the extreme near future. I will be doing Wyatt's Metal on Rumble, on the last remains of Twitch. But X, I already have a link on X, but I'll post like the actual stuff there. But it is time to branch out into other services, as everyone recommends multi-streaming these days, because all algorithms can be fucky and decide to change. Nothing will change at all about any of my content or what I do or anything. But if you would prefer to watch my videos on like Rumble and other stuff, I will be doing that very soon. Anyway. Let's see. Sharon sucks, but at least she isn't Joe Jackson. Fucking no one's of that level. That's brutal. That's like Elvis manager bad. Let me check. Do you have anything more about the trip to mention? I'm not sure. Let me check metal news. See what I've missed. We could check regular news and see how fun things are right now. See, I'm checking news on Blabbermouth. Let me share this. Or as I like to call them, ad whores. I gotta confirm that pretty much all metal journalism online just lives off of ads and no one's fucking reading that shit. And a lot of them are using AI. Maybe not for entire articles, but for more than they should be. You don't hate metal journalism enough, let's say. Boring. Don't care. Don't care. None of this seems exciting. We got... Who cares? Beach Boys co-founder dead at 82. What else? Till Lindemann releases a probably creepy music video. We got... Nothing exciting happened. Anyway, LA's on fire. If we want to talk about exciting news. Damn, I didn't miss shit. I thought this was sad. Saw that Jen Majura, she was in Evanescence. She was in Equilibrium before that. Decided to step away from music because she can't identify with today's attitude and values anymore. I believe it was a lot to do with like AI and just how it's content rather than a healthy, affordable career nowadays. She announced her decision to step away from the music industry so that she can focus on doing healthier and better things. Wasn't she like fucked out of Evanescence though? Like, wasn't it kind of not cool how they got rid of her? Dear friends, I'm going to take this as brief as I can. After careful consideration, observing what's going on in the music industry, AI-related developments, and change in society, I've come to the conclusion to step away. Instead of wasting another year of my life constantly hoping for new energy, drive, and creativity, I've reached a point in my life where I can confidently lean back in peace. Another person retiring. Damn. That sucks. I did really like her. I thought she was cool. What else we got? New Till Lindemann song is great. Well, I haven't heard it. Goat Whore canceled their tour with Testament, Obituary, and Destruction. They got replaced by Nervosa. I did not hear that. Wonder why they canceled. Hey, Wyatt, do you have some place you can send tips that isn't going to take 30%? Not at the moment. I mean, I do have like a Cash App link that is in the link of my bio that isn't really used much, to be honest. That's something I can definitely think about. Try to set up some other, like, I know there's, what is it, Buy Me a Coffee website. Others. I mean, if people are feeling generous enough to want to leave donations and not have any of it go to the evil Skynet overlords, I can definitely look into that. I like money. We'll see. But I definitely look into that. Since I'm back from the trip, I'm going to like up everything into full-time actual professional content creation shit. Possibly another channel too. We'll see. Orbit Culture announces new album. What else we got? Steel Panther. 15th anniversary. God damn. I'm old. That's weird. Let's see. Damn, I didn't miss shit. There's nothing really exciting going on. No juicy drama? Any metal musicians out burning cop cars right now? Can we talk about that? That'd be fun. Not a damn thing. Even PayPal would work. I have a PayPal for sure. Yeah, the link should be in the bio on the channel. If not, I'll definitely will update that. I appreciate the thought. Definitely. Cattle Decap canceled the European tour due to personal issues and reasons beyond their control. Yeah, I definitely got to confirm that I've always been right that two of the most bullshit excuses from bands are saying that shows are sold out when they're not. Bands lie about that all the time. And then canceling tours for whatever fuck reason. I don't know specifically the Cattle Decap one, so I can't say or theorize on that. But, oh, yeah, if you ever see a tour thing like, due to unexpected circumstances, personal issues, the tour is canceled. Obviously, there's not being straight up. I've heard of straight up times where bands lied about why a tour was canceled. Metal industry's full of juicy gossip. Weezer wife not at the LA protest. See, she should have waited till now, and then she would have gotten away with it. Her crime was timing. Dave Mustaine has posted he is working on vocals for a new album. I find it hard to believe that Dave Mustaine has ever worked on vocals in his career. But sure. Yeah. Where are we at? I don't think even AI gives a shit about Evanescence. That was a good comment. Being an artist is going to suck in about 5 years or less. Oh, yeah. For pretty much every panel at Salton Festival, I'm talking about how to make it in the industry, what you can do to help your band. Pretty much the entire time, everyone was like, yeah, there's no money in this industry. Like, don't do this to make money. If you're passionate about it and have a calling for it, that should be why you do it. Don't do it to make money. Go learn tech if you want to make money. Night Fox says, sorry, not really metal news, but my nephew is graduating this Saturday. He's going to be a firefighter. Cool. Shout out to him. That's awesome. Congrats. Cole on the very losing battle, standing on the ever tiny hill of I'm climbing up the hill, planting the flag for Mustang's vocals that they are great. I will now fight you all. Have fun standing on the short little mound the size that Peter Dinklage would feel in charge of. I don't think I'll have many backing you up on that fight. My friend has been thinking to form a band with me as a vocalist. Nice, dude. Yeah, try it out. Give vocals some work and see what you can do. Let's see. You got anything else? I checked some other metal bullshit gossip sites. Then what's been your guys' favorite Riot video to hit the internet so far? I haven't seen all of them, but I've specifically not really gone on Twitter much, X, since coming back yet, just because I'm trying to get the video done. I don't want to get stuck in this whole like propaganda bullshit mindset before I get the video done. Then I'll go back to shit posting. What did I click on? Damn it, go away. Ocean seems like you're falling apart, I guess. Isn't she playing Marilyn Manson? Code Orange's Reba Myers. Neat. Same thing with Jen. We got Megadeth, as we were just talking about. Nah, damn, we covered pretty much everything. I guess. Any questions about Iceland or the festival? I'd be happy to cover those. Anyone want more rants on the current situation in LA? Not a damn thing. Are there other stories I have? I don't know. I rambled a lot. Nothing exciting happening in the metal world at all. Damn. Anyway, let's take some questions. Honestly, the dude burning rubber around the burning car waving the Mexican flag was cool as fuck. Sure, for an image, but I mean, I would have scooped up that guy immediately. How was the food in Iceland? It was. I mean, Icelandic food's kind of plain. If you love fish, then they have a bunch of great options. I don't. But Icelandic lamb is like my favorite meat in the world. It is so fucking good. That said, for the festival, I mostly ate burgers because there wasn't that many other options. Not bad. Could have used more options. For the festival specifically, that's one thing I hope they like bring in some maybe like food vendors if Iceland has any. And yeah, but Reykjavik, there's a bunch of options, but it's so fucking expensive. Like your average lunch is at least $30. And if you want like a good dinner of Icelandic food, that's going to be like in the 60s or higher. We got Wyatt, do you ever watch the metal YouTuber Boris T? Yeah, Boris T is awesome. I like that dude's channel. He is cool. I recommend. He's black metal Norwegian dude, pretty funny. If anyone who doesn't know that, I recommend checking out Boris T. Since you're all missing Nick Nocturnal now, you need more content creators aside from me. Even though I'm clearly the best out of all of them. Question, do you have to manage your band? Only thing I'm good for is vocals and songwriting. That's all I do. No, you don't have to manage your own band. I mean, it's strongly recommended that you learn how things work. Otherwise, you could very quickly end up in a bad deal. But no, it's like you can pretty much do it on your own, which is highly suggested nowadays. But a lot of bands want to branch out, eventually get an outside manager that can hook them up with different shows. One of my guitarists' other bands has a manager out in like the Milwaukee area that helps them get some type of shows. So no, you don't have to by any means, but I strongly recommend learning about it. So you're not just like, oh, first record label to throw a contract. All right, we'll sign our lives. Oh, that brought up a story. Yeah, Solsafir was telling me some label, I don't remember which one it was trying to get him to sign like an 8-record deal, like a fucking Marvel movie type of deal. They did not do it, but yeah, not every record deal is good. Is hunting whales the thing in Iceland? Yes, they still hunt mink whales. I've eaten them before. They're pretty good. They taste just like really heavy steak. They have whale kebabs in Iceland. I don't think it's like a major thing happening all the time, but you can definitely still get it there. It was good. Yeah, those are the small whales, though. They look like dolphins rather than, like a big, giant fucking whale. Where are we at? Damn it! Fuck, sorry. How drunk is everyone now with how many times I've been saying that? Have you got your tickets for the upcoming Priest Alice Cooper concert? I got mine for $30. Nice. They're part of that. I think Live Nation has a deal going around. I haven't yet. see if I can finesse my way into getting like the photo pit or something. But I'm absolutely going to that tour, 100%. Love both those bands. If they kill whales in Iceland, does that mean they kill Gojira? No, Gojira means Godzilla. I get the reference for the song, but nah. I'm assuming you're excited for the new Yes tour. Oh my god. I cannot wait. I totally can name a song from that band. Would you say there's no more point in pursuing record contracts now that anyone can distribute their shit on the web? Honestly, it depends what you're going for. That's what we talked about in some of the panels, but in most cases, yeah. In most cases, you really don't need that anymore because you kind of need it before to help build an audience. Now with modern technology and social media, you can build it on your own. And that's what honestly a lot of record labels look for now, for you to already have a following and a package going on before they would sign you. They wouldn't just take a random gamble anymore. If you want to be a big, sellout pop band and tour with like, I don't know, Ghosts or something, then you'd probably want to pursue a record contract. But you can make a good, let's say, living as an artist, not with the record. You honestly might be better off in a lot of cases without a record contract. If you knew how to manage everything on your own. Labels can help with touring, but they take way too much money. Correct, yeah. That's true. If you want to get on all the tours and everything, you would want to pursue a record contract. But a lot of bands now actually are independent or more independent. I heard of plenty that I can't remember at the time, but how is the whale blubber on a scale from 1 to 10? I don't think I've had blubber. We had like cooked meat part of it. Very steaky. Very thick. The Nintendo Switch 2 came out? It came out already? Really? That seemed really fast. Isn't it literally just a Switch but a little bit bigger? Because that's what it looked like to me. Yeah. I got Steam Deck and I'm happy with that. Roundabout. There's a small period when it's allowed to hunt whales, but there's a lot of conflict about it. In Iceland still, yeah. It's not like a regular thing, like, hey, let's just go out and have fun, but PC Master Race, 100%. Yep, totally agree. Fairly new to PC gaming, but yep, it is 1000% better in every single way. It was funny on the flight. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Steam Deck, which doesn't have any mods on it. And I've been playing the game with a whole shit ton of mods for a while now. And it was so weird to see like the basic version and not have so many things now. Once you go modding, there's no way back. The internet freed the bands from shitty labels. Best example is Acid Bath and Rotten Records. There you go. Yeah, great example. It's definitely a new time for bands and artists. If you're watching documentaries about bands talking about like, you need to hit the road and tour all the time and get a record label, blah, that's not like that. Those are old. You're watching videos of dinosaurs trying to learn how to cast fire. Like it does not apply anymore at all. It's a fun relic, but it's not like that anymore. If I have my band, I might see you in person, Wyatt. That would be cool. Yeah, I support everyone watching, listening to try to start a band. What do we got here? Thanks to the internet, Pentagram got noticed more. That is very true. Apparently, that dude had to have like security at places he went after that meme blew up because that's how popular he was now. Like 40 years in a doom metal band, using all the drugs in the world, and gets most popular because of a fucking meme. Me and Jamie Josta talked about that the last time I interviewed him. Any festival plans for next year, Wyatt? So, I have been told that I will be attending the Tons of Rock Festival in Norway, basically the same way I attended this festival, being brought out to do like media and stuff. It's not like confirmed written down on paper, but the person who invited me to Iceland told me that they want me to do that next. Not this year, but next year. Fuck, I don't really think so, to be honest. I only was able to do this one because pretty much everything was covered for me. I couldn't have afforded to just run off to Iceland out of nowhere. So we'll see. If you guys want me to go to a festival, let me find a way to set up tips that don't take any percent, and you can buy me a ticket, and I'll go. There we go. Go to Milwaukee Metal Fest 2026. I definitely want to. I was bummed I didn't get to go this year. Milwaukee, definitely want to go to. Maryland Death Fest, definitely want to go to. There will be more festivals next year for sure. Where we at? I should just sign off soon. I'm just going to keep saying that over and over again to get you all wasted. It's me and my friend's graduating thing because I'm graduating high school next year. Oh, nice. So that'll be your celebration for Milwaukee. Definitely worth it. Sharon, are you still going to Finland this summer? I cannot afford that, which sucks a lot. Feel bad because to celebrate friend's wedding. So I'm an asshole. But no, unfortunately not. I definitely wish I could have. Will you post a concert recap for Milwaukee Metal Fest and the Iceland Festival, as I love the concert videos? Iceland, yes, definitely. Milwaukee, no, because I was not there this year. But the Iceland Festival will be my next video for sure. You're not an asshole. You're paying rent in California. That is a very good point. Hopefully going to change soon. I still want to go to Texas and check out like the Austin area, but that might be kind of not great too. I've been told North Carolina I should check out. Would be up my alley. Apparently they don't have traffic. And after living in LA for several years, I would like that. Milwaukee. I want to live somewhere that doesn't riot all the time for any fucking excuse, you know? Bro, it's 127 degrees in Texas. You're probably not wrong. As a Texan, the country is where it's at. There, yeah, I want to scope out the area and see. Chicago isn't that shitty, but it's not great, especially the traffic is sometimes shit. 100% I'm not going there. I mean, I'd love to visit, but it was funny. In Iceland, in Reykjavik, they have a soaring over Iceland thing. It's like soaring over California, where you sit in a chair, big IMAX screen, and you fly over the place. But they had soaring over Iceland, and the other option was soaring over Chicago. And I was like, yeah, because when I'm in Iceland, I'm like, you know what I miss about home? Traffic. So let me pay to watch a pretend version of it. Axe to Mouth says, not to steer too far into political talk, but have you seen the clip where Trump said US and Italy have been allies for thousands of years? I have not. As I said, a lot happened while I was gone. What video game is he talking about? That would be nice to know. No, I did not see that. Thank you for informing me. I'm still trying to catch up on Elon's retardation. Try living at Tennessee then, Wyatt. I mean, maybe. I don't really know anything about it, to be honest. Oh, anyway, there are new music videos by Sabaton, Guar, and UDO. I saw the Sabaton one. Rule of Con, I think it's called. Videos, all right, fine, whatever. Song was great. Wyatt's Metal, Savior of Metal wants way more music about Genghis Khan. I love that shit. It was fucking awesome. people ask, are you a Trump supporter or a Democrat? I'm like, I'm a Genghis Khan supporter. That's my political stance. Yeah, I think that's the only. But apparently, this album seems all like they had a song about the Crusades, song about Genghis Khan. That is 100% up my alley. That is the subject matter I'm interested in. Come to Brazil! It's so much hotter there than where I just was. I have friends paying more rent for a shitty one-bedroom in Cali than I do for my mortgage in the Phoenix Valley. Yep. 100%. 100%. For much shittier areas. And they'll argue that it's the best place ever. Hell yeah, Con 2029. That's what I'm saying. My dream presidential ticket is Con Bonaparte. That's perfect. What we got? Why did you get some In-N-Out when you landed back in the US? No! In-N-Out's overrated as fuck. It's fine. It's not bad. But especially in LA, you have to wait in line for like an hour at the drive-thru to get in. I ain't doing that shit. I always thought In-N-Out was like, it was fine. If friends were going, sure, but I've never really been like, I'm going to go out of my way to have In-N-Out. They have no fast food in Iceland. No fast food, no nighttime, no shitty bands. It's perfect. In-N-Out was cooler when they had the 10 by 10. I don't even know what that is. In LA, In-N-Out is a pile of burnt rubber. Yeah, in LA, In-N-Out is a drive-by. That's what that means. It's a smash and grab. You're in and you're out. Instead, you went to the Rainbow and ordered a pizza. That's metal. I thought about going to Grill 'Em All when I got back, but nah. I did not yet. We'll have to see if I get this video done quickly. If some fun activities are still going on in LA, maybe I'll snoop around like Bruce Wayne and see what I can find. Hey, I know you said you don't like Bring Me the Horizon, but I'm about to see them in, I don't know if it's Raleigh, how to say it, North Carolina, and I'm excited as fuck. So, I was talking about North Carolina being a place to look into. A friend of mine on the trip strongly recommended I look into there in Raleigh, or I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Hopefully I should learn it, but I was strongly recommended to look in that place as a potential escape from LA. Apparently it's nowhere near as crowded as Southern California, very nice, naturey, and has shows. And those are all things I like. I mean, I'm assuming you can tell me about it if you're there right now. Are you in LA? I am in Long Beach. Long Beach is about 45 minutes from downtown LA with no traffic. Currently around me, nothing is broken or on fire. I did see peaceful protesters last night, but they weren't doing anything. How's Rocket? Fat. Rocket is big as fuck now. He's not actually fat. He just gets bigger. Like, I was joking before he might be a fucking, like, cougar or something. He might be. He's huge. Of course he's asleep as I started talking. He was so excited to see me. As soon as I walked in the door, he runs up to me. He's, like, trying to climb into my face. He's just, like, cuddling all over, like, I'm holding him, and he's, like, laying down and trying to cuddle and just wrap around. It is so cute. I missed him so much. He's not Vince Neil. How dare you? He's buff. He's jacked. He's been fighting protesters all week while I was gone. Keyword currently not on fire. I live in Virginia Beach, about 3 hours away from Raleigh. Well, damn. I got to get a pretty good first-person impression of how Europeans view America's current situation. Pretty much everyone's assumption was that all of America is on fire and Orange Hitler is rolling tanks down every street. One guy who was German says that he likes to stay up to date on what's happening in America, and that's why he has a subscription to the New York Times. And I was like, Even my extremely liberal mom, when I told her that, was like, you might want to look at some other options. Rocket will start coughing out blue hairballs any day now. Rocket fights any and all protesters. He doesn't care if they have blue hair or red hats. Everyone gets it. Oh no, not the New York Times. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was like, okay, all right, you're really informed. Are you planning on seeing the Summer of Loud tour? Which one was that? Summer of Loud. Who's on that tour? Parkway Drive, Killswitch Engage, I Prevail, Beartooth. Nah. Not my style. I've been curious about Parkway Drive just because I know they have a ton of pyro at their live shows, and I'm a sucker for that. So if I got the chance to see them at like a festival or something, I probably would. But I wouldn't go just for it, for me personally. New York Times is just as bad as SF Chronicle. Yeah. But what was it? It was fun because like I'm not like how do I describe it? I will report dirt on any and all sides. I don't care if it's like people I tend to agree, like, you know, I was defending all of the insane people saying Elon Musk was a literal Nazi and saying that they're retards. And then when Elon Musk acts retarded, then I call him a retard. So that's how I am as a person. But it was fun to give kind of a give and take balance of things going on when they would ask. My perfect example was a buddy of mine was in the military. He signed up for a contracting job in Israel. And this was before October 7th. And then October 7th happened. And I was like, are you still going? And he's like, yep. And let's just say he's not on any side. And he was giving me dirt on both sides. And my perfect example was on one of the ceasefires, but on all of the ceasefires. Hamas launched rockets into Israel every single day during it. But on the Israeli side, my friend found white phosphorus missiles when Israel was like strongly denying it. And there was like, no, that's bullshit. He was not doing that. He was like, he drove by a military truck, was like, I know what that is. And that's my example of like, everyone's lying. Fuck everyone. So that was a fun little balance act of no matter what politics someone was on, they would react to when I told them that. And that was a good way to figure it out. Not the white phosphorus. Yeah, it's summer barbecue. Everyone who engages in politics is stupid. That's impossible. I mean, everyone does engage in politics in one way or another. So you are correct. Everyone is stupid. By the way, Wyatt is not Epstein idol. Where are we at? Kinky Sizemore, what will all the leftists think when we make it to January 20th, 2029, a nuclear war and a democracy etc. doesn't happen? I hope they'd feel like morons for all the time they wasted worrying. They won't. They won't acknowledge it at all. Did you notice how not one person said, I guess Elon wasn't the real president? After we were saying for like a month that he's clearly one in charge pulling Trump's strings, and Elon's kid said Trump isn't the real president. And now Elon was kicked out for fucking retard spasming out. Not one person has gone, oh, I guess we were wrong about that. No. In Animal Farm, they changed the signs the next day and no one notices. Epstein idol. Yeah, that came out wrong the way I said that. And I posted a video on Instagram while I was there at the festival with Elon's stupid Epstein post thing. Well, now, especially after he deleted all that shit, Elon either told the truth that Trump's in the Epstein files, or he lied that Trump's in the Epstein files. Either way, kind of a big fucking deal that should not be just swiped under the rug and be like, oh, you apologize. No. We're going to get to the bottom of that, and someone's going to fucking answer some questions. That was one thing I was like, if I was the lefties, I would hamper on that so fucking hard. And they kind of just referenced it and they're like, let's go in the street and set shit on fire. But I'm like, if I was you guys, that would be my main target. I look at it all as a chess game, not as like, oh, I care about one side or the other. This is exactly my thought. We've devolved into politics now, if you guys haven't been able to tell. I don't think Elon really knows. He was just bitching the bitch. That's exactly what I suspected. I suspected that what Elon said is probably right, but I don't think he knows that at all, and he was just spouting off being an idiot. Either way, someone has some explaining to do. And I'm not one person who just forgets about that and moves on. I'm asking, what do you own your band, or do you own your band? Yeah, my band is fully independent. By ourselves, we do everything. Kind of like the guitarist book shows. We both do online stuff. That's pretty much it. Yeah. We do not have an owner. We're not selling out. Did you see his black eye referring to Elon? Yeah, that was a fucking lie. He said his kid happened to like pop him with... No. I don't believe that for 1 second. If Trump is not in the files, those are not the real files. Dun, dun, dun. Who knows? I mean, it's fishy as fuck. You know, I think there are good arguments to say that if there were evidence that Trump was in the files, the lefties would have revealed that immediately. But at the same time, I think he's been far more suspicious on the issue than a lot of Trump voters would agree with. Like I said, I could be walking down the street and an alien or Jesus or Jeffrey Epstein could just appear in front of me and just be like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. If Trump is in the Epstein files, he should receive the proper legal punishment as everyone else in there should. That is my no fucking no quarter. My example was that if I was elected president and I was fully on board with like, we're going to expose everyone for the Epstein stuff, it would look a lot like Gorham from Andor. That's how I would do it. We already know Trump was buddies with Epstein. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a family album's worth of photos of them together. Is it that many pictures? I honestly don't know if it's that like a shitload of pictures or not, but yeah. I am not one who will definitely say no. He definitely has no involvement at all. But I got to see the evidence. I got to see the evidence to everybody. They didn't reveal the files because Dems and Republicans are in it. Yes, and their owners. That's why it's not revealed. I never once for any second thought that Trump would actually reveal the Epstein files. I was surprised he did as much with the JFK files. To be fair, I never suspected anyone in office would release the Epstein files. So that really wasn't a surprise. What the fuck? Sherbert says, so I was in geometry class. We were doing this whip around thing, and the subject was dream vacation, and one student said Epstein Island. He got in a lot of trouble, as he probably should have. Worth the laugh. But yeah, come on. Yeah. I would never run for president. I couldn't imagine half the country hating me. You need to be online more. That happens. You don't have to be president for it. You just need to make some online posts and comments. You'll get there. Everyone's laughing at that joke. Like, that's one where you get detention, but you're like, yeah, it was worth it. Only 5% of us were there for the snorkel. Guys, you don't understand. The snorkeling on Epstein Island was fantastic. There were many reasons to go there, not just for the other thing. Like, if you're a diver, world class. One of my high school chums dressed as the Unabomber for Halloween once. Jesus fucking Christ. What year was that? How much trouble did they get in? I feel like in the 90s, like maybe sure, but nowadays. An autistic dude in my college dressed as Hitler. Mustache and red arm thing. He wasn't actually dressed as Hitler. He just thought it was a neat outfit. How did we get into this conversation? What are we talking about? I was trying to talk about Iceland. You're all talking about things being on fire. And then politics. I like Iceland politics where the president goes to metal festivals. Let's just see what's happening in the news at the moment. But soon I will get off here and I should do the Iceland backwards crowd surf video because that will be quick and interesting. And then I'll get the full Souten Festival up. Not nothing exciting, but LA being dumb as usual. Yeah, that's all I got. I was watching, we were talking about Epstein a second ago. I was watching Candace Owens' latest episode talking about Epstein stuff. Candace Owens looking extremely white and male lately. I don't know if anyone's noticed. I think she might have that Michael Jackson disease. But as a very good recap on a lot of the Epstein stuff. Quick and interesting, like your mom. Damn, that was a good one. Did you meet any nice girls in Iceland? Some, sure. Maybe. Definitely a lot of pretty nice girls in Iceland. And from other countries. What conversation did I just join? It's Wyatt's Metal Chat. We could be talking about mosh pits and then conspiracies within the next sentence. You don't know where we're going to go from here. Nicholas says Candace is either just on point or completely retarded. It's really one or the other. It's no in between. As someone who occasionally watches her stuff, yeah. It's like several weeks of being really on spot and then complete retardation out of nowhere. She's entertaining, though. Anyway, I really loved being in a country where none of this shit was happening. I definitely prefer that. I have my opinions on it all happening here, but I greatly prefer to just be away from it completely and say, fuck all of you. Let it burn. First Wyatt's Metal stream, I already love this peak videos you make. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to the chat. Have you heard the new Kanye West song, Heil Charlie Chaplin? He's officially lost his mind. Yeah, we've definitely made fun of that here on the chat before. The AI covers are really entertaining. But that video coming out solidified my lifelong thought that Kanye was an insane idiot. It was just overpraised. Don August says, I love your cat Rocket. Thank you. I appreciate that. He's asleep right now. He's always excited until I start talking, and then he goes to bed. Yeah. Oh shit. Wyatt's chat is never dull. This is true. This is true. If you got traumatized by a hooker, I got news for you, buddy. I mean, at least Kanye will admit that straight up, so. Yes! Axe the Mouth. The HH Motown version is my favorite. I might listen to that somewhat regularly because it's really fucking funny. It's so good. You're not endorsing the song if it's a comedic AI cover of it, you know? That shit was fucking hilarious, yeah. Can we talk about Kanye being done with anti-Semitism? As I said, Wyatt's Metal Chat, this goes everywhere. Titles about Iceland, talking about Kanye foregoing anti-Semitism. That's what I saw before I left for Iceland. I have no idea if there's any updates now. He could be part of a completely other cult at this point. Yeah, I saw him make those posts. I have no idea if there's any updates or not. I've seen your video on how to form a metal band. It's interesting and informative, Wyatt. Thank you. Yeah, I hope people can learn from that. I know when I was young, I was always desiring to make a band, but I was lacking in self-confidence, didn't really know where to start or what to do. So I tried to put everything I would have liked to hear together in that video. So I hope that it could help some people out. North Korea let tourists in and then they banned tourists. Dun, dun, dun. Did they? I didn't see that. That's a good trap. Let's see. What do we have here? Not a whole lot. I don't know. Like I said, I am fresh off the plane. I still got to catch up with all the dumb shit going on nowadays. Oh, we've got disturbing allegations against Jared Leto because somehow, some way, year 2025, people were unaware that Jared Leto was a predator and a groomer. Are you serious? In other breaking news, water is wet. Water continues to be wet. That's the breaking news. People are just finding this out. Reported by Rockfeed. I didn't watch this yet, but since we're looking for things, we dropped Iceland a while ago. So I appreciate any Icelanders watching. I'm assuming you probably tuned out at this point. I don't blame you. Let's see. Yeah, for those who don't know, Jared Leto's been a fucking cult leader for a while. I can't believe I have to tell people this.
30 Seconds to Mars vocalist and
he's got his own like Epstein Island-ish thing, not quite to that level, but a culty island of orgies.
Actor Jared Leto has denied disturbing allegations made against him in a new report by 9 women who have come forward, including multiple women who accuse him of sexually inappropriate behavior with them when they were underage. Now, this isn't the first time that claims have been made about Jared Leto.
Are you telling me that guy is a fucking cult leader and a groomer? I never would have guessed. I just could not tell.
Including an artist who once again came forward last month, calling him out in a viral post online. And in the past, we've heard from a very well-known director who also called out Jared Leto. So here is what we know about these allegations in this new report. 9 women have accused actor and musician Jared Leto from 30 Seconds
Only 9?
to Mars of a long-standing pattern of inappropriate behavior. The allegations,
This has been around forever.
some dating back 2 decades, include claims of Leto pursuing and engaging in uncomfortable and sometimes sexually aggressive behavior with young women, several of whom were teenagers at the time. In response to this story, many claim that these rumors have been an open secret in Hollywood for years.
What do you mean claim? It's not even a secret. Everyone's known this. In the people in the chat, if you knew about this before I pulled this up, comment. This was not a secret at all. Fuck Jared Leto. I've always hated him the second I saw his face. I agree. I only enjoy scenes where something bad is happening to him. Requiem for a Dream and American Psycho. I love his scene in American Psycho. Hey, Paul! That's the best thing he's ever done. Fuck you mean an open secret? It means it wasn't a secret. No one ever just fucking reported on it. I've known about this for a long time. Jared Leto a creep? Say it ain't so. Like, seriously, who would have thought this? I am just absolutely flabbergasted. I'm appalled. I thought they reported on this years ago.
Leaving many to question why it hasn't been addressed sooner. Here are some of the allegations made against him in this new report, which I've linked to below. The story begins back in 2005, when the New York Post ran an article titled, "Jared Leto Likes 'Em Young," claiming the then 33-year-old actor was pursuing 16 and 17-year-old models. A representative for Leto has called this recycled tabloid fodder and demonstrably false. In 2000,
demonstrably false. Very word that's not used outside of legal settings.
A woman who was 16 at the time says Leto got her number at a cafe. She alleges he then began calling her late at night and the conversations turned sexual. In her words, he'd ask things like, "Have you ever had a boyfriend? Have you ever sucked it?" In 2008, model Laura LaRue, then 16, met the 36-year-old Leto at an event. After visiting his home, she alleges that on one occasion, when she was 17, he walked out of a room completely naked.
Are you at his house when you were 17? And fuck Jared Leto completely. I'm not victim blaming, but masking the circumstances.
Representatives say their communication contained nothing sexual or inappropriate. Now, around that same time, an actress claims that after starting a texting relationship with Leto while she was underage, an encounter
Ladies, if you are underage and you're thinking about entering into a texting relationship with a famous artist, don't.
Escalated when she turned 18. She describes an incident where she alleges, quote, "He suddenly pulled his penis out and started masturbating. Then he walked..."
Ew, God, that'd be horrifying.
"Walked over, grabbed my hand, and put it on him. He leaned in and said, 'I want you to spit on it.'" A representative...
Boo this man!
for Leto says, all of the allegations are expressly denied. Just last month...
Expressly. All these legal words that are so much fun. Oh yeah, Jared Leto sent a dead rat to Margot Robbie. I think everyone knows that. I don't know how people didn't get this from all his crap he's done. Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. He's one of those bullshit people like the method actor myth. Because method acting was basically a legit thing that kind of just got taken way too far. Jared Leto's like the worst bastardization of it. He's the type of idiot who like will make the crew members carry him to the bathroom because his character is paraplegic. I've heard straight up stories of that happening. He's a piece of shit.
DJ and music producer Ali Tales reposted a 2012 social media status that read, "You're not really in LA until Jared Leto tries to force himself on you backstage." In a new post, she added, "I was assaulted and traumatized by this creep when I was 17. Leto's team calls her allegations demonstrably false."
Demonstrably again. Demonstrably. His fucking eyes, Jesus.
Accounts are bolstered by past comments from others in the industry. In 2015, Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn posted a video, which was later deleted, accusing Leto of sleeping with underage girls. He later apologized for what he called an Ambien-fueled Periscope session. Then in
just like Elon did.
2018, actor Dylan Sprouse tweeted, "Yo, Jared Leto, now that you've slid into the DMs of every female model aged 18 to 25, what would you say your success rate is?" James Gunn replied to that tweet saying, "He starts at 18 on the internet?" The accusers described feeling a mix of confusion and intimidation. One woman said Leto's attention made her
soulless eyes he got. That is a fantastic comment. You can tell he's dead behind the eyes. Did you see that movie? What is it, Night Stalker? He's someone who pretends to show human expression. 100%.
feel validated, while another described a pattern where he'd be really sweet, then suddenly really demeaning. It was a switch. This stands in stark contrast to Leto's public persona, particularly the cult-like branding of his band's fan retreats. Ultimately, the story comes back to the widespread belief that these rumors have been ongoing for years. As one accuser put it, she would get physically ill seeing billboards of his films and wonder how everybody in LA knows. And again,
Nightcrawler, yeah, someone commented. That's the video I was talking about. Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, stars in that. And yeah, he's perfect example of someone who acts like sympathetic and a nice person, but they truly do not understand human emotion and can't sympathize with people. Sociopath, that's the word.
And Jared Leto's representatives have denied those allegations. And in the past, we've seen those fan retreats that he did where people accused him of being a cult-like figure with some of his fans. So really odd stuff there. We'll let you know as we learn more.
It's all true. I've known about that for a long time. Yeah, fuck Jared Leto. It's been shit. Jared Leto looks like you'd expect him to blink vertically and lick his eyeball. I completely agree with that comment. He really does. He looks like everyone who's ever been on To Catch a Predator. Right? And his music sucks. That's the most important one. There, be a creepy cult leader, fine. Make shit music. No, we got to deal with that. Never liked him in movies. You were correct not to. Anyway. What's up, Rocket? You're awake. Come here. Look at how big this motherfucker is. Just hating on everyone's music tastes, eating rioters, while at the same time setting cop cars on fire. Rocket does not give a fuck. He's all about chaos. Right? Right? Yeah. What are you looking at? What are you doing? You want to say anything to the people before we sign off? No? Okay. He is not fat. He is not fat. He's big boned. He's big. It just all goes there when you pick him up. The saved one joins us. That is correct. Epstein, Hitler, Leto. Chat went off the rails there. Yep. That's what happens here on this channel. But we keep it real here. Rocket's trying to kill some bug. Do it. You can get it. You can get it. Always embarrassed now. You can do it. He knows when he's on camera. I bet he starts attacking it again. Anyway, is there anything else we should cover before we get off here? I got to hit the store. I got to make videos. I got stuff to do. He's fluffy. Yeah, Sharon's right. He's a fluffy kitty. Eden says, this was an amazing first introduction to your streams, mate. Thank you. I'm glad you had fun. We try to make it entertaining and fairly off the rails here. Who was a worse artist, Leto or Hitler? That is the final question of the stream today, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck. Who caused a worse impact on the world? Highly debatable question here. That's fucking hilarious. Which one had better outfits? That's an easy one to answer. Greta Thunberg has been kidnapped, allegedly. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. That was a hilarious joke. God damn. Sub Doggy says, I thought Hitler was a pretty good painter. Not good enough. Ask France. How are we devolving into... We're on stream for what? The 3-hour point, all of a sudden World War II comes up. It just happens. I'm trying to talk about nice things like Iceland and cats. And you're all talking about predators and Hitler. Anyway, Jesus Christ. And real question, random thought, do you have a Facebook account? No, I do not. There might still be old ones I have on there. Right at the same time I started getting really sick of Facebook, my account got hacked to the point where I cannot get in it and get it back, and I just abandoned it completely. So if you do find a profile on there that says my name, it probably used to be mine, but I don't use it at all whatsoever, so don't even bother. But like I said, I'll be expanding to more platforms and stuff here shortly, and I'll be posting those everywhere. D-Day was a couple of... Fuck. You're right. Wow. I didn't even fucking think about that. Son of a bitch. That's when I was in Iceland, I believe. Wow. I cannot believe I didn't even realize that. Holy shit. That's crazy. That makes me think of my buddy Jack, who passed away, I think, earlier this year. It was late last year. He was a veteran on D-Day. He was there on Normandy. If you dig back through my channel, I posted an interview with him that wasn't about metal, but it was very important to me. So if that's interesting in World War history, check that out, that interview. It was so insane to personally know someone who was there. You know, I'd seen D-Day in movies and video games. Now I'm talking to someone who's there on the ground. That was insane. Anyway. So now it's all right. We can talk about World War II stuff all we want now. Thank you, because there's somebody literally posing as you. Yeah, that's not me. I'm not on Facebook. If it's posting at all, it is not me. Tell them to go fuck themselves. I have no idea what they're posting. I do not endorse it in any way. I can't even see what it is, so... Private Ryan stream for belated D-Day? That just blast Sabaton. That would be fun. Were you in Iceland on D-Day? I guess so. I think that was the first day of the festival, and that's why I didn't realize it. Because otherwise I would have blasted Sabaton and watched that. It was a lovely interview. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. People saying rest in peace, Jack, in the chat. That genuinely means a lot. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Jack was genuinely the greatest person I'd ever met in life. I'm not particularly religious, but I could definitely be convinced he was an actual angel on this dying planet. So, yeah. Hey, if you haven't seen that, strongly recommend watching that interview. I had a few great uncles that fought in Normandy. Damn. Aaron says they replied on Messenger. Fuck them. They're scam artists. They're not me. Tell them the real Wyatt's Metal said they're retards. That's all I got. Nothing has been posted on your Facebook wall since last year. Probably longer than that, even. But yeah, so there you go. Rocket's on the hunt. What are you doing? Anyway, I don't think we got anything more. Okay. Nice of you to entertain the people now. Can you twerk, Daddy? No. I'm ban you from the channel. The Nazis lost World War II because they didn't have metal. They had a lot of metal. They utilized a lot of metal. Everything. The German army was known for their metal expertise. Going nerdy into war topics now. World War II actually was, the Siga for Solstafir was telling me, World War II was quite beneficial for Iceland because the Americans built the airport and they built like the main road from the airport to town. They brought like a lot of shit with them. So America worked out for Iceland in the World War. Thomas M. dropped a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you, sir. Epic Thanos profile picture. I appreciate that. Thanos was right. He should have won. MCU ended after Infinity War. What else is going on in the world? Let's see what YouTube's got. Besides my LA drama shit blowing up, all that fun stuff. I gotta catch up on everything now. It's like Orbit Culture dropped a video. Yep, I don't know. I guess I'll watch some potentially riot footage and make my video. So be on the lookout for that. Nicholas says, I got Sodom's new album early. It's amazing. Nice. Also says Thunderbolts was great. Disagree. It wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't say it was great. I didn't even fucking watch Falcon Man versus Red Hulk, or whatever it's called. New Avatar, Aaron says. The band Avatar dropped a new video. I think that was right before I left, actually. Huh. Rocket's trying to kill things. I'm running out of subjects. I think that will probably be the end of this live stream. Check out my interview with Geesley, the festival organizer who performed in 3 of the bands. Check out my short on Icelandic crowd surfing. I'm going to try to make a quick video of that together and throw that up. And then within a week, most likely less, my full video on Salton Festival in Iceland will be online. Besides that, just keep an eye out for my posts. I'm going to be setting up lots of other different things. Going to try to do a different channel, multi-streaming, fun stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoying all the... So keeping the chat going is really entertaining, of course. Yeah. Stay metal, everybody. And real quick, what should we go out with? Probably same one. Yeah, fuck it. Take it away, Norm.
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.